mean, it is very useful. I'm sure the making everything available, like what you said, an Ola platform or Uber platform, and making sure every innovator need not run around for either be tech transfer or for what is it, component sourcing, or for, as what you said, the labs. I mean, fantastic. That's a fantastic way. Instead of just making everyone come to you, you're making them go to different places. Fantastic. That's a very, very good idea. With that, we sort of close this panel discussion. But of course, there is question and answer. If anyone has questions, they can put it forward. I don't see any questions at the moment. Harsh or Kapil, are there any questions? Or we should move to the next discussion.
Sir, I think we can move to the presentations by innovators.
So I would encourage all the panelists to listen to the to whatever the innovators are going to be putting across, and give them suggestions which they can make the innovation better or take it to the market in a better way. Thank you. Over to you, Shyam.
Thank you, Shashi, and thank you, FICCI, for giving this opportunity. So now that we have heard these eminent people, what they are doing, and it's a pleasure for me to have such an eminent panel. And now we will ask a few of our innovators to pitch in, and we have selected these innovators based on certain criteria that some of them are in the idea to POC, some are from POC to commercialization, and some are from commercialization to scale up. And what we request you all, the eminent panelists, to give your suggestions and feedback. It is more like a reality show, I would say, rather than a pitching session. So not to lose much time, each of the innovator has, or I would say startup, has 3 minutes to present, and then we have 5 minutes of sort of Q&A, I would say, regarding related to that startup. So we will start with the first one, that is 5M Health Boost. It will be presented by David. My friend Harsh will run the presentation, and then once the presentation is over, I would request the panel to guide them or suggest or challenge them on what is that they can do to take it to the next level. Thank you. Yeah, Harsh. Can you take 5M Health Boost? David?
Yeah.
Can you please present?
Good afternoon, everybody. David Eshkol here. Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you so much. It was a very enlightening 1 hour of talks by different eminent personalities on the first session. My name is David Eshkol, and I'm based out of Hyderabad. I'm an innovator of a very unique technology which I have named as 5M Health Boost, an anti-COVID innovation. May I have the next slide, please? Now, this is the synopsis. The summary of the invention tells you a lot. It is a breathing gas system. That means you can connect my machine to the respiratory tract of a human through a simple nebulizer mask. And now, going forward, this is the need of the hour. What is needed is reduction of inflammation in the nasal passages, reduction of free radicals, reduction of fever, and better gas exchange between the alveoli and the bloodstream, and improvisation of oxygen level in the blood is the need of the hour. And this is where my system comes in. It's a standalone system, connects to the nose of a COVID positive patient, and you have different time intervals to set in my machine to do the job. Can we have the next slide, please? Problem with the COVID positive patient is this. If you look at the slide on the left side on the top, and if you look at the description on the bottom, large amount of viscous mucus formation. This is what is actually affecting the gas exchange, and slowly the patient is going to a cellular death and then later into a multi-organ failure, and finally it is resulting in death. Next slide, please. Now, being that the case of the problem, what is 5M Health Boost? It is an idea that I have developed over and above my 5M mileage boost system. I'm into 5M mileage boost system for the past 4 to 5 years, and thus far about 6,000 vehicles have been processed using my system. And during the COVID lockdown, I got the inspiration to do something better than what I'm doing now. And so it is kind of a incremental innovation to what I'm doing. If you look at the point one, it is a proprietary non-invasive healing gas system. It has got non-toxic compounds going into the body, helps reduce viscous mucus, and later the mucus is metabolized by the body. Now, if you look at the last point, the fifth point, it aids in O2 and CO2 gas exchange in lungs and improves oxygen levels in the blood. If you look at the left side, the news article where it says engineer innovates tool for COVID care. So that is my innovation. It has been published in the newspapers. Can we go to the next slide, please? This is the business model go-to-market strategy. I've done this on myself, my wife, my 2 kids, and I've put this here based on what I have gone through. So asymptomatic patient can take this breathing therapy or inhalation therapy for 30 minutes a day at the rate of 1,500 rupees for one single inhalation. Symptomatic patients can have it for 60 minutes, that is 1 hour, 3,000 per day, and acute cases can go for 6 hours therapy in a day at the rate of 18,000 per day. And that's the costing or the business. And I'm open to discuss about franchisee operations and franchisee models with the whoever is interested in this platform. Next slide, please. This is my ask. I'm deeply moved, actually. The way Corona has crippled our country and the whole world really saddens me. I'm privileged to have this technology platform in my hand, where I tweaked my 5M mileage boost system to work as a 5M health boost system by reinventing and doing a little bit of reverse engineering, forward engineering. And what I'm looking for is in the last para. You can go through that. I'm looking for animal testing, in vitro testing, clinical trials, validations, and subsequently we can scale up on a war footing basis. I mean, all the other bodies like DBT, DCA, ICMR, AIMS, and CCMB, we need their cooperation. As the previous presenters mentioned, that there's a lot of bottlenecks that needs to be crossed. So I'm looking for that kind of help. That is my ask. Can we go to the next slide, please? Now, this is a very big statement I'm making. As a country, now we can fight back the effects of COVID-19 on humans. The healthcare workers, I feel they are fighting a losing battle by using anti-inflammatory, antiviral, and anticoagulant medications and drugs, which are mandated, which are on the protocol. But 5M Health Boost is a boon. It can give a capable tool in the hands of medics, in the hands of paramedics to handle this situation. So that's my offer, and you can look at the slide number 5 for business case, return on investment, etc. Thank you so much. That's my presentation.
So thank you. So let's maybe we should see that how what is that you see as a requirement at this point in time from the panelists who had presented their one. Is there a need for an HTA at this stage, or is this going to be an alternate technique to detect COVID, or how can this be promoted?
HTA is one route, sir, as you mentioned, but I slightly feel a bit more confident because I have applied it onto my family. So we could look at HTA parallelly. We can look at all other bodies parallelly, but currently what I'm looking at is third-party, verification, third-party trials, and there's a protocol to follow. So we need to do that. Me as an individual innovator, I'm very enthusiastic and curious to go forward, but I need a collaborative effort. What I'm looking at the observations right now is that Odisha itself has got about 73 strains of viruses under COVID. So vaccines are being developed. I see no vaccine could work on all the 73 strains or the thousands of strains that are going to come up as the RNA virus keeps on mutating to another level at a genomic level. So, plasma transfusion therapy, I observed that it is giving about 30 to 34% of results. Rest it is failing. Now, today morning, it surprised me. Our vice president, honorable vice president, is tested positive with asymptomatic symptoms. So here we are facing a war, in the middle of a war. We need arms and ammunition, and my technology, 5M Health Boost, can serve as a tool, as an arm and an ammunition to combat COVID. So that's my say.
Thank you. So we'll take it up with the other panelists also, if there is any question.
Yeah, this is Sashi. I just wanted to check if this has been used in a hospital. That's very important. Okay, you're used it yourself, but has it gone into any hospital or?
Thanks, Mr. Sashi, for your question. It has not gone to a hospital. Lockdown has put me into many limitations all these days. Me as an innovator have been tinkering and doing things, but I'm looking for some hospitals in Hyderabad to invite me to come and give my presentations and deliberations, and then take it to a situation where we can do a pilot.
Yeah, that's true. But then because this is an inhalation kind of a gas, it definitely needs a drug approval. I'm sure that you applied.
Yes, that is why I mentioned DCA, Drug Control Authority, in my request, in my ask. So we need to parallelly do that.
Okay. Right. You have to approach them because that's a very important stuff for getting this going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm open to cooperations and collaborations in that direction.
Okay.
Any more questions from others?
Excellent. Thank you. And let us move to the next.
My name is David Eshkol and I'm from Hyderabad. The machine that you see is my innovation that I've built. I call this as 5M Health Boost. Now this machine outputs a healing gas that comes out of this machine that goes through the nostrils of a human. When I say human, a human suffering from COVID-19 positive. Let me describe quickly how that is done. This is the hose that comes out. This is connected to this breathing mask. This breathing mask goes to the human nose, and breathing takes place at 3 liters a minute output. Let me quickly switch on the machine and show you how it works. There you go, 30 minutes cycle. That's the healing gas that's coming out of it. I will describe in detail later what it is, and that's coming to here, and this can be put to the human breathing inhalation. There's no danger of it. I've been doing this for the past 2 months and I have achieved some fantastic results